Hello, hello, hello everyone, and welcome to Themeathon. We have InfinityGene here, who is going to show us 102 Dalmatians, puppies to the rescue. So introduce yourself and then rescue the puppies.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm about to disappoint you though. So, my name is InfinityGene. You've probably seen me from last week doing Breakout, which was a lot of fun, bouncing balls onto sticks, you know, all that. But yeah, today we're going to be doing some 102 Dalmatians, puppies to the rescue. Unfortunately, to disappoint Jugachi, we're not going to be saving any puppies in this run.
Aww.
Because saving puppies would be a big time waste, and they're just getting in the way, honestly, so we might as well just go past them all. So these are the only puppies you're going to see for the run. Domino and Oddball is who we control for the entire of the game. But yeah, pretty much 102 Dalmatians. It's like a sort of, I guess, quite a fast-paced 3D platformer for the PlayStation 1. It's also on the Dreamcast as well as PC, I think? I might be wrong with that one. Anyway, we're going to get started. We're going to get straight into it. I'm going to explain some of the mechanics that I'm going to be doing during the run. So, time doesn't start until I skip the in-game cutscene, so I'll tell you when that is. So let's get into Regent's Park. And with that, we are going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So, for Regent's Park, we're just going to roll down all the way down to the sort of like gated area around here. And then immediately we're just going to tap the controller just a little bit, just so I can line up. And then just turn left to clip into the wall there. So basically the hitbox, you can collide with the sort of loading sort of trigger for that. Also sticker. I'm going to try and... Oh, no, I don't want to save. No! No! My perfect start's gone. So yeah, what we did there is we clipped into the gate there, which basically is acted as a shortcut in that level, pretty much. Pretty much skips the entire level. And now we're into Toy Store. So, as you can immediately see, one of the main mechanics we're going to be doing is rolling. Rolling is going to be our main mechanic of just getting as much speed and distance as possible in the run. We are probably never going to stop rolling at all. Maybe at one point we might do, but that's only if we need to do a tiny bit of platforming. So we're going to go into the elevator up here. And like I said, the idea is that rolling is our mechanic. What we do though is we sort of, there's a way to sort of optimize your rolls. So what we do here is we sort of pre-jump in advance. And then we hold down the roll. It's kind of awkward because you can hold down triangle for the entire time. Whoops. And I'm trying to explain that really. So it's like you're sort of pre-jumping ahead of time every time you do a roll. So when you roll with triangle, you want to hold down X, and then after the roll finishes, you jump immediately, basically. So, for example, if I hold down X now, I jump. And then I hold down X now, and I hold it again to do like another hop, because it gives us a bit more distance. So that's pretty much the main mechanic. I think of it as like a sort of Sonic the Hedgehog style of rolling in this game. But yeah, we're just going into Piccadilly. It's a very British game, this. We're very British levels. I absolutely love that. I've never been to Piccadilly before. I thought Piccadilly was just a mustard, but yeah, I guess I was wrong. Anyway, we're just going to not navigate too smoothly around here. So sometimes I'm using the analog stick, sometimes I'm going to be using the D-pad for turning. It just depends on how I feel at the time. If I don't feel comfortable, then I'm not going to use my analog sticks. So we've got these stairs. But yeah, the game is very fast-paced, like, it's pretty good. Like, it's a lot of fun just to sort of roll around and, you know, just go around these levels as quickly as possible. Now we're on to Big Ben. We're going to do a bit of a shortcut here to skip a chunk of this initial section. Oops. And we're hopefully going to make a cycle if we can in time, so we don't run out or don't lose too much time here. Because essentially the levels are on like a sort of... that's unfortunate. The levels are sort of on a like a global cycle. So basically, even if you go through like loading sections and everything, the cycles are still going. So ideally we wanted to make a cycle then, but we didn't make it in time. So there we go, we do the jump over that fence. So you just do like a jump and a roll. So the idea is we wanted to make these pendulum cycles, and we wanted to make one in particular, but we missed it, so we lose about 10 seconds there because we fell. And now we're going to press select, and we're going to switch to oddball. So you can switch by pressing select on the controller to oddball or domino, vice versa. And the reason why we're doing that is because it saves us a tiny bit of time when it comes to one of the cutscenes later. Just by maybe a second or two. It's not much, but hey, it's time save. I'm going to take that and fall off because that is intended, of course. We're going to jump up here and then roll to the other stairs. So Big Ben's quite a vertical level. You want to be careful not to fall off in some sections, especially in here. So what we're going to do is just going to keep rolling up here. Probably going to switch to D-pad just for this bit here, just so I don't fall off. But of course, it's me, so I'm obviously going to fall off. Because we throw runs for the audience. Like that. Oh dear. But yeah, so unfortunately you can just fall down some of those gaps. It can be a lot worse for sure. So we want to jump roll, jump roll, jump roll, jump roll. You might be seeing lots of cardboard boxes around the level. That's normally what you'd be collecting in the run. But obviously we're not collecting any of the puppies, unfortunately. So what we're going to do is we're just going to jump to this one here. And normally you'd have to go around for this one, but we're going to just do a big long jump over here. And then we can skip a little bit there and then go to the last section of the level. So getting to the end of Big Ben now. Big Ben is probably one of the more awkward levels just because of all the jumps and all the platforming you have to do on it. Got to be careful with these gears when you go onto them, just because you might accidentally fall down the gap, which I nearly did. That's why I sort of stopped for a second. So in between the gears there's like a bit of a gap you can just easily slip by. So I'm just going to roll across these gears. And then go across onto these ones. Oops. Just going to wait a second. There we go. And then we're done with Big Ben. And now we're about to approach the first boss of the game. Cruella 1. So with Cruella bosses, they pretty much do numerous amount of hits to her, and then she's done. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go and do the first hit with these pineapples. So just launch. Going to ring the bell. Ringing the bell basically stuns her. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw the pineapple, hit the bell, and then just keep throwing the pineapples. Ring the bell. And this also avoids another cutscene as well during the fight, because she's just stun locked basically. So. And then that's the first fight done. Easy peasy. However, that is probably the easiest fight of the run compared to the others. And if you've got any messages, go ahead, Jugachi.
Yes, I have actually. We have a €25 donation from Lordmau5 who says, "Dear employee name here, starting tomorrow everyone is required to wear one dunce hat to work. If you wear none, you're fired. If you wear two or more, you're fired. The new management believes in your capabilities as an insert job title here to do the right thing. Best regards, your new CEO."
Wait a minute, so if I wear any hat or if I don't wear a hat, I get fired anyway?
Yes.
Sounds like a bargain, yeah. Sounds like a right bargain, thank you. So now we're on to Royal Museum. What we're doing here is essentially it's like a bit of a fetch quest, really. So we're going around to these different rooms here, collecting objects and then sending them back to the weird like cat dog at the beginning. Just falling off these platforms. Oops, there we go. Gonna get this brooch. I should also point out I had to switch the display of my gameplay to the left side and not the right side this time. Just because if I was to for some reason PB, which this is not going to PB at all, I had to show my controller inputs somewhere. So. But yeah, it's all good though. Anyway, we're going to grab the boon, and then we're going to go back to the unnamed NPC, which I really don't remember the name, because I don't really watch the movies too much. I remember watching 101 Dalmatians growing up, the animated one, and that was about it. Because they made 102 Dalmatians, and then they made some spin-offs and everything. It was quite a big franchise for Dalmatians back then. And of course, they're in Kingdom Hearts as well, you have to go finding them, and they give you some okay-ish items. So we're going to hit this mechanism here just so we can go across the bridge. I'm going to grab the crown, and then we're going to do a bit of a momentum roll here. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump, and we're going to carry that momentum like that. So the idea is if you roll down, like a downhill, or if you jump and then roll down, downhill control, then basically you'll just get all that momentum. So ideally we're going to be jumping and rolling down hills whenever possible. Gonna grab the donuts, avoid the toasters and their toast launch. And then we're going to go around the corner, and then we are going to talk to the NPC one more time, and then we're done with the level. So we just need to go to the exit now. Like I said, when it comes to the movement on this game, I'd say the awkward part is definitely going to be probably like just moving around left and right, pretty much. For sure. Like rolling's fine, jumping's fine, it's just the turning, it's just a pain in this game. So now we're going into the London Underground, because again, British game, you know, this is what the London Underground looks like with rats and lots of rats. Oh, and also very live cables, which you've got to be careful and not touch like that, otherwise you get electrocuted. Watch out for the bears with their water guns. Here we're just going to keep jumping. Just going to go around the corner here, and then now we've just got to kill a few of these enemies here. So we can use our bark to do it, or we can roll into them. Like so. And that just lowers down this sort of platform. And we're going to do it again with these two boats. These ones can be a bit awkward to get, but it's fine. Now we're going to be careful not to hit this bear, because otherwise it'll do an extra cutscene, which we don't want. So we're just going to avoid him, let him have fun with his water gun. This one, you can kill if you really want to. Then we're going to take a little shortcut here. We're going to go down the pipe here. Jump into the big water vortex, because, yep, again, London Underground, clearly we have these. Then we're going to go down into the sort of abandoned station area. And then we're nearly done with this level. And then the next level is going to be probably one of the hardest levels, for sure. Like Carnival, it's very tricky, for sure. Basically, I just need to hold down triangle and forward, that's it. And jump, of course. That's how difficult it is. Like, look. Oh. So the idea with this level is that you're meant to be doing like lots of mini games on there, but the exit is just already open. You can just leave. I'm going to switch to D-pad because the analog is not having a lot of fun with me right now. And there we go. That's the hardest level done. And I pressed X again on the memory card screen. This happens on the A Bug's Life runs that I have as well. Unfortunately, that is just a thing. It seems to be a thing with Disney games in particular, really. So now we're on to Lumber Mill. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go onto this like seesaw bridge. We're going to go over here to tilt it this way, and then we can go up here. Say hello to the Jack-in-the-Box. Hello. There's going to be lots of those in the run. There's going to be lots of them in this level in particular. So what we're going to do here is we're going to just jump here, and then we're just going to take a bit of a jump there, just to skip a couple seconds. Whoops. And hit him. I try to avoid the enemies just because, you know, I'm nice. But, you know, they are just saying hello to me at the end. You know, why should I roll into them and absolutely obliterate them, you know? So we're going to pick up this extra life, and we're going to need that for later, because we're going to be doing a few bits of death abuse in one of the levels coming up in about 2-3 levels time. The farm level. So we're going to pick up this key, which is clearly ripped off from another game called Pandemonium, because it's made by the same developers who made Pandemonium for the PlayStation and the PC. So we're going to move the crane over here with the log, so we can use it as a platform. It's kind of like just got preset locations, so you just press one direction and then that's it. Now we're going to press triangle, and then we're going to hold triangle down. And we're just going to jump up here, and then we're done. And after that, we're going on to Corella 2, which is probably one of the more, I guess, buggier fights of the run. Because the hitbox for Corella on this level is very hit and miss. So we need to whack these watermelons, no, they're called pumpkins then, into Corella. So that one hit. So now we're going to try and get another one. That one didn't. Try and get this one. Yep, that one worked. Oops. Right, there we go. And this is why we switched to Oddball earlier, just because the cutscene is quicker. She didn't stop. There we go. Okay, that fight... Oh, God. It's because I've not got warm hands right now, so I keep mashing X so much when I want to save the game all the time. But yeah, that fight can be a bit tricky, for sure. Like, it's probably the one that kills the runs the most. Really. So now we're going to go into Countryside. It's a very short level. So we're going to start off by going to the left. Just up here. And we're going to hopefully try and get this downhill slope up here. Oh, nearly. So if you can get that slope, you can get a little bit of a speed boost. And we're going to go down to the doorway over here. And then we're going to go to the left here, take this other door, and then we're pretty much done. The exit's just down this hill. So some levels are pretty short, but obviously the idea with these levels is you're meant to explore them, not a lot more. So watch out for Horace, who's trying to kidnap all the dogs. Now we're on to probably the longest level, let's say, in the run, Barnyard. But it also does involve lots of death abuse, so we can skip quite a bit of it. So it's another sort of fetch quest-esque level where we have to do like multiple things. So on this one here, we have to go into the barn to activate the sort of pig's sort of water trout or whatever it is. You know, like where the pigs sort of feed and everything. So we're going to activate that, and then we're going to go back and talk to the pig. And then every time we talk to the pig, he'll give us a new mission. So again, it's pretty much similar to the Royal Museum, except this one's got a bit more, I guess, going on with it. So here we're going to go to the windmill, because we have to go knock off the stick that's blocking the windmill. And we have to just roll
Hello.
Hello. Got any
Thanks for the
messages?
donation.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
We have 10 euros from Tagger player who says, my favorite mini golf game with attached doggo minigame.
Oh. Yes, the mini golf game is a legendary minigame for sure on this. Thank you very much. So we're going to take some damage here. And then that's going to be enough. And we're going to use that for later, because we can just instantly die then when we take another hit. Just got to watch out for enemies then, just in that case, because otherwise we're going to have to die and do it again. And now we're going to herd some chickens into the barn. Now, this is where the game can potentially softlock if we're not careful, so I'm going to just be a little bit cautious here. I'm probably going to take it a little bit safe, actually. Just because if you do both chickens at once, there's a chance that it'll actually be fine, and then there's a chance it won't be fine. I think we're fine. I think. Okay. Yeah, we should be fine. I don't know why I went this way, because I'm on the wrong quest right now in my head. But ideally, you should have gone the other way, but it's fine, we'll go this way. I was having to think then, because I was a bit confused if I was going to get it or not. And if I don't get it, it means I have to reset the level, basically. So we'll have to find out in a second. I'm hoping that'll be fine. But it was it's awfully tight, that, let's just say. So we're going to take some damage there. Got to push these into the wall, otherwise they won't really attack us. Okay, we're fine. So basically, if this platform isn't here, that means we've soft-locked ourselves with the chickens. And then now we're going to go into the sort of silo and then activate all the grain wheels. Whatever they are. The wheels. We like wheels. Going to do this one. If the dog would kindly do it. Thank you. And then we're going to leave and then just take a death abuse again when we can. You can try for the helicopter, but the helicopter's usually a bit of a pain to reach for, so we'll just walk into the sky. And now we're going on to the last mission of the level, once we talk to the pig. What we're doing now is we're actually going to go into the barn first, because there is a key that we need to go pick up. And we need this key so we can go drive a tractor. So we're going to go driving into basically one of the toilets that are outside, which is a bit of a weird thing to do, but don't know why the pig needs us to do that, but sure. In fact, I'm really confused why the pig needs us to do any of this, really. Like, why? It's not its farm, is it? Like, why does it need us to herd chickens? It doesn't make sense. So we're going to go over here, and we're going to go drive this tractor. However, you don't get to drive it, it's just a cutscene. So, oh well. But you get to crash into the toilet. And then we're going to do one more death abuse here. With these soldiers with their rocket launchers. Because yes, that's the thing. There we go. And then we're done with the level pretty much. We just need to go talk to the pig one more time. Say goodbye. And then that's it. And then we get to go into the lovely 102 Dalmatians logo again. Which is absolutely vacuuming up the puppy. Right, now we're going on to Ice Festival, where we're going to hopefully perform a really fast downhill section in the level. but we'll have to wait and see. So for this one here, we're just going to keep rolling as always. There are some downhill sections to this as we go along, so we're going to try and take advantage of those. Like here. So we've got a little bit of a speed boost there. So we're going to jump up here. Not going to save the puppy, I'm afraid. I know it's whimpering, I'm sorry. I wish I could save him. This game is pretty long when you have to do like everything in it as well. But if you're just going through the game and not collecting anything, it's fine. So we're just going to avoid these penguins as they dive down the slopes. Going to pick up that burger because it's delicious. And then we're going to try and do this downhill section here. So we're going to try and roll here. It's not as fast as I wanted it to be, but it's fast enough. So now we're going to roll over here and just go down these slopes here. So pretty much most levels are pretty straightforward, but some of them have a few extra additions you have to do. I'm going to avoid a cutscene here by going to the right, otherwise it will trigger another one, which will just waste a couple of seconds. You can just jump up here if you do that. You don't actually have to use the platforms in this level pretty much, which is kind of interesting. The build quality of the game is actually pretty good, but there's still some flaws with it for sure. And with that, we are going to Ancient Castle. So we're going to have another boss fight after this level. So Ancient Castle, initially you have to draw down the drawbridge by just using this pressure plate. And then we have to... It's weird, because it's not really a pressure plate if you have to press circle on it, so I don't know what it is really. And then we're going to go down into the sort of sewer area again. And then we're going to go up these stairs. The level can get a little bit laggy here as well, because there's quite a lot going on. There's quite a... Yeah, there's quite a bit of lag here, that's just normal. And then we're going to go outside and we're going to go onto the catapult and launch ourselves into the main portion of the castle. But yeah, like, to talk about the speedrun for this as well, like, pretty easy to pick up. Like, considering that the main mechanic is just rolling, it's not too bad. Like, you can easily probably get a 30-minute time, no problem at all. The downside is, of course, if you're playing it on emulator like I am, you lose quite a significant amount of time to loads. It's about a minute and a bit, I think, if you play it on console with the time save. And of course this game isn't on PlayStation TV, so you can't use the whole official PlayStation emulator trick to get even more time save. So now we're going on to Corella 3, where we're going to be basically launching more fruit at her, because for some reason we launch a lot of fruit at her in this game. So, what, is she allergic to fruit or something? So what we're going to do is we're going to use the cannons here to hit these tyres. And then she's going to throw some water bombs at us, which we've kind of joked between a few runners, they kind of look like quilted condoms. Which is yeah, not a pleasant thing for sure. And she shouts, "Look out below," and then throws a huge amount of them towards us. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to wait a second until she comes, and then we're going to be able to throw more through at her. So that one misses, but these ones won't. Now, normally you're not meant to be able to hit her here, but for some reason the game is like, okay, yeah, that counts as a hit. You're meant to hit her between the gaps, and then that's the fight done. Now we're moving into the last portion of the game, essentially the last quarter, because there's 4 bosses in the game, and then there's like sort of a few levels for each like area before you do the boss. So we're going into the spooky forest, which yeah, is pretty terrifying for sure. So we're going to go over here, and in this game again, there's shortcuts you can take, like there's a shortcut here in the tree, so we can easily just skip a big portion of the level. And then we're going to go over here. I am going to attempt to do a bit of a proxy. Oh, never mind, I killed him. So I was meant to bait him into the tree, and there's a chance that you can do a proxy on him to basically launch yourself at a high speed. You have a chance to just launch yourself straight into the exit as well, if you can control it. But I actually barked at him and that killed him. So dogs don't bark at people. It's not very nice. Now we're going into the hedge maze, which if you're a speedrunner of this game, it's not really much of a maze. You just follow the route that you know. There's a monkey doing the bongo drums there. So it's kind of cute. So here we want to hit this switch only. Just pushes these around. And then we want to get immediately run over by the Spalder. Then we're just going to go through here and just follow the route that we normally do. Towards the end of the level, we're going to be doing a sliding puzzle, sort of like a sliding, rotating puzzle. It's kind of like a jigsaw, but not really. You'll see what I mean in a second. But yeah, there's another monkey there with some drums or whatever they are. Cymbals? Cymbals? Yeah, I think they're called cymbals. So yeah, here we just want to slide these around, just so they align the way that we want them. This is a little bit RNG as well, so I've just got to deal with it if it's not good. I think that should be it. Yep, and that opens the fence. And then we're done with the hedge maze. So with that section you can get really good RNG with the puzzle, so you can save quite a significant amount of time. Unfortunately you just can't control that RNG, which makes sense. I was meant to be doing my splits as well during this, but it doesn't matter. Now we're going on to Deville Manor. Deville Manor, it's a reasonably short level. So we go and say hello to Sergeant Tibbs, I think it is, from the movie. It's like the sort of scrawny, scraggy cat, which I think is always... no, not afraid. I think they're like sort of patriotic to the dog in the movie, I think, if I remember. But anyway, we're going to avoid this toaster here, and then we're going to bounce onto the bed to go inside the vent. And what we're going to try and do here is we're going to try and get a lot of momentum here, so we can skip a certain portion of it. Going to jump there. There we go. Don't want to save that dog. Sorry. Can't save him, I'm afraid. We can't afford the time. And now we're going on to Toy Factory, which is the sort of penultimate level. It's the last main level of the game. And yeah, there's a couple skips that we can do on here, which is going to save a chunk of time. So we're going to go onto the moving platform in a second, and we're going to try and cut this corner here. Nice. Oh, nearly got sandwiched then. Even if you get hit by that, you're fine. Because dogs have multiple hit points, of course, you know, if they get splattered like that. Anyway, we're going to move over here, and we're going to try and get some momentum from these, like, sort of pushy traps here. Like, oh, nearly. So as you could see then, I was getting launched, and that was what I was trying to do. Hello. And then what we're trying to do is we're trying to use that momentum just to launch ourselves. So it's worth going for sure, because like I said, getting that extra speed boost is just helpful, which saves like a couple of seconds. But again, this level's on a global cycle again, which we're probably not going to make now, I don't think. But we'll have to wait and see. Might actually make it still. So we're just going to get past these. Oh, I got a bit of momentum there. That's pretty good. So I might actually make this. Hey. So this is the cycle I want. So again, like, as long as you don't make too many mistakes, you know, some levels are cycle-based, so it doesn't really matter how you do, to be honest. So we're going to go into the sort of moving squares room. I don't know what this room's all about. It has nothing to do with a toy factory. It's like a disco room. And then we're going to go into the final room of the level. And what we're going to do is we're going to go into the vents at the back of the room. And we're going to hit one of the switches. So at the top of there's 3 switches that you'd normally hit to connect up the gears. But we're only going to do the first one, because we're going to try and skip a significant chunk of it, basically. So we're only going to do that first one. And then we're going to just jump over here. I'm going to jump over to the next gears. And then this one's a tight timing here. Oh, there we go. Perfect. And then that just skips the rest of that level. That's actually really good to get that. So, very nice. And now we're on to the final boss. So time is going to be coming up. Time will come up when, well, when I tell you. So this is a 3-phase boss fight. So we're going to be basically shooting using these laser guns at these targets. So there's different targets for each phase. Every time we fire, we use energy. We can also use a shield to protect ourselves. But ideally we don't want to use the shield too much because it'll drain our energy. So the gameplay kind of just drastically changed right now. So I'm going to use my shield there just to block that. So these only need 1 shot each. So what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and just do 1 hit each on these. Unfortunately it's hard to drop my shield sometimes because, there we go, because like I said, those bullets are coming towards me. Alright, so I might make it. Ah, damn it. I was trying to push it then. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, just gonna have to wait till the next robot comes. And then we've got one more phase to go. So we just roll to the next cannon. So every time you lose a cannon, you just go to the next one. So we want to shoot these balls. Oops. And then get hit. That's not good. So yeah, timer is going to be coming up very shortly. 1, 2, and then when they get the last one, that's time. And time. There we go. Yeah. That was actually not a bad run, all things considered. There was a few mistakes, like in Big Ben, but I'm actually happy with that run. And now we get an extra jam dance available. And then Cruella gets put into the, whatever it is, the big glue factory. But yeah, I was pretty happy with that run for sure. And then we're just going to watch Cruella sinking into this green ooze. So one of the other runners of this game keeps thinking Cruella keeps saying, you great dangling dick or something like that, but it's dink, I think it is what she's trying to say. Because I'm like, oh, they wouldn't say that in a Disney game of all things, would they? But yeah, it's a fun run for sure. I do recommend it. Like I said, I learnt this over a weekend blind race, and it was a lot of fun. And I just got into it a lot more. Like, it's got really good control, and I think you just need to, you just got to keep going at it really, like adding in some more and more skips all the time, and then yeah, everything's good. Just want to say a big thank you to Themeathon again for letting me showcase another game. Maybe I might be back again next week. We'll see. But until then, thanks for watching everyone, do appreciate it. What have we got next? We've got, I should be really doing that, but I was just curious what we've got next. We've got, ooh, Gods by Linker. I know Gods, because I grew up with that on the Amiga. So yeah, looking forward to that. And with that, I'm going to send it back to Jugachi. Thank you.
How long with the